Hi there. So I just wanted to jump on. Haven't done a video for a little while. So happy New Year, everyone. Happy 2025. And just wanted to do a video really just on what's been happening in the last sort of 6 months since the last did a video. From kind of like a heavenly perspective, you know that I like to kind of talk from that kind of point of view. So I'm just going to share um, a slide for a presentation here. But yeah, I like to kind of do it from like a God's point of view, kind of like what's kind of going on to help us make a bit more sense about what's happening in the world. So hopefully this will be interesting for you to sort of just think about a few things. And I like to kind of focus on 7 different areas really in the world. These are kind of like the main kind of like influential areas in the world and kind of what's going on. So let's have a quick look at sort of 2024. So we've got like obviously in politics, we had quite a bit going on. I know there's going to be some people that are quite sort of a bit anti-Trump, but actually I kind of do feel that there's times and seasons, I think, for every political party. So I'm actually kind of pro the fact that Labour are in power at the moment in England, which obviously on the left-hand side of the spectrum, but I'm actually pro-Trump getting in for on the right-hand side in America. So I think it's really depends on kind of like the times and seasons, like what is good for someone to be in power. Um, and I really do believe that the Trump, the administration he's putting behind him and the things he's trying to do, even though if you disagree with him as a person, there are some really good things like anti-corruption and changing the systems which kind of need to happen. And I think that's ultimately that's what you want from a political party is for systems to be changed and made better. Each time that a different party gets in, whether I kind of see it almost like you kind of like go diagonally, but hopefully you're getting better each time, even if going between parties. In media, that really changed. A lot of things changed there because of the Trump effect. Obviously, in the election, a lot of the old media was kind of like pushed aside, and it was the new media on like YouTube and people kind of doing videos, etc., that really made a difference there. So that's really interesting. That there's been a shift in the way that media has been done, and I think as if you follow my videos, you kind of hopefully you've sort of seen from when I started. I really believe that there is a shift happening and changes that are happening all the time. And I'm for that really because I think we need to progress. We need to kind of like we need new wineskins for new wine, and we can't keep doing the old thing over and over again. I really feel like the pandemic was a line in the sand for all of that. We had the sport, we had the Olympics, and that was interesting, just sort of seeing how what they did. I did find it quite amusing that they were quite like anti-God in their opening ceremony, and it was just like pouring hard, and it was just like rain clouds and stuff. So I think you know you can't mock God and get away with it, and I think that was quite interesting. But loads of kind of French Christians turned up, and they were kind of like praising in the streets and stuff. And ultimately, it was a really good Olympics. There was some really good sort of testimonies from individual athletes about God and about life, really, and just like you know what good things came out of that, which was really good. Um, in entertainment, we've seen lots of different things. I think something that would happen kind of like in my country, which was quite interesting, and I kind of felt was quite prophetic, was the musical Frozen came out just after the pandemic, and I really kind of felt I do feel like you know the years between sort of 2020 and 2024 after the pandemic really almost like things have been frozen and things have been hard. It's hard to get movement. And interestingly, that musical Frozen, it was the first musical in the West End here that came out after the pandemic, and then it just shut in this summer. So that was it. It did its last show. It was a great show, obviously, but it was just quite interesting that that time frame. It almost felt like kind of God was saying, "Okay, the Frozen time is over," and that's what I kind of believe about 2025, really. I think that we are going to see more changes, more acceleration. Um, and I did a video before called Brave New World, where it's a longer one. So do go and see it. I'll put it at the end of the this one. But yeah, go and have a look at that one. But it's just quite interesting to see that we are entering in a brave new world. I like the fact that they've come out. The first, again, I'm going to do a video on superheroes, but the first Marvel film in ages that's probably halfway decent. There's been it's been a year or so since one, but it is called Brave New World, and it's just happening kind of at the same time. I think as God is really launching some new things, and people are going to be launching some new things, the world is going to look very different, and it's going to be turbulent, but it ultimately we're going to be doing some new, better things. I think if you have a look at that Brave New World video I put up in the presentation, there I say that 100 years ago there was a Spanish flu pandemic, and it wiped out a lot of people. But basically, it was after that happened in 1920. So it was literally 100 years before COVID. So it's interesting that just after the World Wars. But yeah, they literally had the Roaring Twenties in the late 20s of the 1920s. So if you think about it, like we're hopefully going to have our version of the Roaring Twenties. It took till the late 20s before the Roaring Twenties kicked in. So I think same here. I think we're going to, we're going to see things kick in from 2025 onwards. Some really good things, some really positive things, new innovations. Check my video out for more about that, because it's quite interesting to see what happened 100 years ago. But also I'm going to do another video on superheroes and their connection there, because I really feel that basically God's been using those Marvel films and the Marvel universe to really communicate some things to us as well that we don't really even necessarily think about. So I'm going to do another video on that. But I think it's great that we've got Marvel's really kickstarting this year. We've got a few more films. We've got Fantastic Four, which is called First Steps, and that's interestingly set in a futuristic world where things are changing. Things have changed, and it's like this idealistic world. And also we've got the Thunderbolts film as well, and we've got Daredevil Born Again. so there's lots of kind of Marvel projects that are happening this year. So it's just interesting how lots of things have been on hold for the last 4 years, and it's like they're all starting to be unfrozen in 2025. So anyway, that's probably pretty much all I've got to sort of say right now. But yeah, I guess all I'd do is encourage you, please, think about how is God speaking? What is God's perspective on what's going on in the world? There are all these kind of signs and prophetic signs and things that are happening all the time. And sometimes we just need to have the eyes to see what's going on. We have to just keep our eyes open, but also trying to keep it from a heavenly perspective, looking at what's going on in the earth around us. Okay, so yeah, feel free to comment, and I'll speak to you later. But have a great 2025. I really believe that obviously there are going to be tough times, but I really believe, try and align yourself with God, and God will bless you in 2025. Okay, speak to you later. Bye.